it out now.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Oh,
Hey,
you go.
it's my turn.
Sorry. You're right, you're right.
Hello, everybody. My name is Crescendo. Here with me is Fraza. Welcome back to Major League Vail. And what were you gonna say now? What you have to say?
I was just gonna give my introduction as well. I sort of waited a moment and thought, I'll go. But yeah, welcome everyone. We've got an EU versus EU matchup here today. I think one of the first ones we've ever caught. IV Ascendancy. I'm very excited to watch this. I'm excited to do it with Crescendo as well. This is my first time with a second caster, so it's going to be great fun.
Yes, sir. I'm very excited as well. I don't know, like, to my knowledge, I don't think I've ever seen Ascendancy play. Maybe not IVI as well. I'm not quite sure. I did watch the casts, of course, but commentating them is going to be a whole new experience. Very excited. So I mean, I'm gonna send out a whatchamacallit? um a poll in the chat. I'm gonna send a poll, and I'm curious, what do you who do you guys think is going to take this one? It'll show up a minute ahead of when I say this. So you know, when you guys get to this point a minute later, you'll understand. Yeah, this is I don't know, I'm just filling the void, I guess.
Oh yeah, I can. So recently we've seen Ascendancy and IV both playing on cast. Ascendancy having a game against Rect last week. We saw them put up actually some great scores. I believe it was 9-7 one map in the favor of Rect, but Ascendancy still put up a good challenge. IV much more recently being caught playing against Touchgrass yesterday. Sadly, a couple maps and a couple rounds they were 4v5ing, so we didn't see the fullest potential of IV. Hopefully they can retain their full roster for today, and we can see a sort of full potential IV against Ascendancy at their best as well. Both these teams have played each other before very frequently. Being within the same small region, it is definitely commonplace for these guys to scrim maybe 2 or 3 times a week even. In fact, yesterday in VRML, these two teams faced off against each other. IV coming out on top of that one, but it was a close game. So hopefully we can expect the same thing from them today. As now we're just waiting for one final player to get into the lobby for Ascendancy, and then we'll be good to go. So if everyone's having a great day, just shout out to anyone in the chat. Thank you for watching. We're going to put on a great show for you today.
Absolutely. And don't forget, next weekend is either playoffs or championships, because I keep saying both on other streams, but either way, big weekend next weekend. Go catch it. Times haven't been confirmed just yet, but it'll be there. And yeah, 9 people in the lobby, just one left that we're waiting on. I mean, from the sounds of it, from the very loud sounds of it, the players seem to be interacting nicely.
Yeah, definitely.
If
so
go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to ask you, Crescendo, is this your first time catching an EU team playing properly, or have you casted many EU teams before? A lot of people talk about the difference in strategies between the two regions, so I'm excited to see if you are aware of that kind of difference between regions, or is this your first time seeing EU play?
I mean, personally, this is my maybe first or second time watching at least either of these teams. I know I took a look at another EU team a very, very long time ago before I even started getting into VRML myself. I remember looking up VR esports, and I saw an EU region play. I just cannot remember.
Oh, awesome. Well, it would be great to hear your opinions of the sort of first time viewing of these teams strategizing. I'm excited to see what you think.
I am too, honestly. I love being introduced to new teams. I feel like I'm every stream I say I've never seen these people play, and it's very fun for me to continue getting to say that and being introduced to new players, new people. I know personally from experience, I've gotten in pub matches with Reality. One of the players for Ascendancy, and he is a crazy player. He's so fun to play with. But that to the extent, I know I've seen, if I can pick out individual players, I've seen Imagine, I've seen Knock play, I've seen No Name play. Frenzy I've seen a couple times, so actually a lot of IVI. But not much of Ascendancy from other than Reality.
Oh, so awesome. Well, it'll be a great first time to see everything. Yeah, I agree with the comments on Reality. He's a great player. He's actually the IGL for Ascendancy as well. So a very wise player, experienced, and very good at calling for his team. On the side of Ivy, I believe they have Gublin as their IGL. He's been playing for, I believe, almost 2 years now playing in Vail competitive. So he's a very
Holy
seasoned
moly.
player. We see, yeah, a lot of experience from him. I've actually had a fair share of experience playing with him on a couple teams over the years. So I can vouch when I say he's an experienced player. So it'd be great to see these two sort of, I would say, titans of EU. These are definitely out the top 3 teams. These two definitely find themselves in it. So it'll be a great match to watch against these, between these two top EU teams.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the numbers seem to back it up. I mean, you spoke about Ascendancy and Reality's wiseness, and the poll so far, with a total of 5 votes, between there are 6 votes. Okay, nope, someone keeps clicking on and off, but currently 67% Ascendancy versus 33% IVI. So I see the fan favorites here being Ascendancy. Very exciting. Oh, okay, they restarted the lobby.
Yeah, no, that had me for a second. I was sort of expecting them to get into it, but no, they weren't starting a 4v5, I'd assume. Just waiting on the final player for Ascendancy. I believe 24 Grey, their final player, is coming into the lobby shortly. He also, when speaking about experienced players, Grey really takes it in the EU. He's been playing for, I think, almost 4 years in competitive on and off. You can look back on old casts and catch him playing in IVRL, which is one of the oldest leagues Vail has ever had.
Wow.
And that's not been around for a while, but you can see Grey has been playing in that. He's been playing in Crest leagues for all these years as well, and now in VRML too. So he is definitely, when you talk about experience, you talk about Grey. So exciting to see him play as well. It's been a while since I've caught him play, actually.
Oh man, now I'm really excited. I don't know, like being like a fresh face. Like I don't have like as much knowledge on all the players that you do. So I mean, walking into like being able to meet the players, being able to have first impressions, it's so exciting.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's it's two sides of a coin, really. Seeing the new players, like for you, obviously, your experience everything for the first time. I think you'll love it. It's definitely a change of pace from watching the NA teams play each other, and it's nice for me to just sort of reminisce about when I used to play with these guys or against these guys, I suppose. And it's always fun, sort of just spectating and seeing how they play nowadays, like how everything's changed over the years. And I believe we should be. I think we're having a slight tech issues on the side of Ascendancy. I'm getting a 2-minute warning from them before they will be starting. So starting shortly, don't worry. We won't hold you here long.
Oh Lord, my past is catching up to me.
Oh dear.
I see the chat we've got. Oh yeah, I should say welcome Skrian.
Screwing. Yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. Skrian. King Bob, Gever, and then Stormy, of course. Too many messages, but Stormy spamming 6-7.
Oh dear.
During one of my previous casts, I don't know if it was on VML or MLV or on my own channel. I'm in too many places these days. I said that I watched one of the players do like the hand signal for 6-7. I just said it out loud in the brain rot way.
Oh dear.
And it's catching up with me. However, it looks like we are going to get started here. Looks like our first map is Cliffside.
Right, starting off here on the one of the newer maps of Vail, Cliffside. IV on the defense. Let's see what they can pull out here. Ascendancy's attack. I'm very excited to see how Reality on VR will IGL this. As Ascendancy starting off with a full B slam. You can see some of their players running through mid there to get that better timing into short. Semtex already making his way up short. And now Ivy making their way just to stop that site push coming in. Danger pushing onto site with the scanner. Danger with the nade onto Imagine on site, already clearing out the space to plant. Ivy have completely surrounded Ascendancy here, as now they're flooding in from all angles. Not catching one on long. Gray managing shot knocked down. Also catches No Name. And now it's just Goblin in the 1 versus 4. Tay's there to clear that up. What a round that was there. That is Ascendancy pushing their way onto the site. And then Ivy completely collapsing onto Ascendancy, but luckily Ascendancy with those gunfights are winning it. Crescendo, what do you think?
I mean, that was a very quick round from Ascendancy there. Just straight push on this site. I don't think IVI were quite ready for the timing on that one. And especially with defense playing... Oh, damn. 25 Gray.
Gray already, yeah.
Shot there.
Knocked to a sliver of health already, just trying to get that mid cross. Now caught by Knock. Semtex catching one as well in mids. Tay refragging his teammate in short. Now a 4 versus 3. One player on site left alive. Goblin catching Reality from 3-way. Imagine still close on site, just between CT and site. He's huddled up on this smoke here. He's just waiting for that timing to push in onto Ascendancy as No Name comes into support from 3-way. Imagine just slowly crouch walking up onto site. I don't think Ascendancy will be expecting this timing that Imagine has. So now the info comes out. Imagine swings, catches Semtex, now 2 versus 2. As the smoke comes in from Imagine here, this will be really crucial for them to plant. No Name catches Tay, now Danger in the 1v2. Finds the first pick. Imagine on the scanner though. Wallbangs come in for Danger, he doesn't find it. Imagine able to stick that defuse and Danger on a sliver of health.
Not the drop shot from Imagine there as well. That's crazy. Yeah, again, I mean, I think both rounds have been crucially won by timing, especially with the comeback from IVI there. So now 1-1.
Yep, Gray managing to cross mid this time, losing less health than he did last round. Once again, another B push here from Ascendancy. As Danger catches one with the nade again onto site. Frentikiller able to refrag his teammate, still up on site. Now 4v3 though, Frentikiller still alive on site. Reality's there to shut it down, 3 versus 3. As we see Goblin making his way for that long flank. No Name catching one from 3-way. Is he able to find a second? Goblin catching one from long, now just down to Semtex in a 1 versus 3. Surrounded from all sides here. And No Name's there to close it out. Great round there from No Name. I think I'd say 3k for him. That's a very nice retake there from Ivy.
I mean, I haven't seen it. I mean, what I usually see in these matches with any team is a lot of nade kills, a lot of like ridiculous like util throw, but no, these matches have been straight gunplay the entire time.
Yeah, no, I've got to say a lot of raw gun skill coming out here. I agree.
Yeah,
so now we see Ascendancy into their first default of the half. This time they're opting for a bit more of a one-on-one fight push. Gray finding the first one of the round, catching Frentikiller, who was on site. No Name able to refrag on the other side of the map. As Ascendancy just testing the waters here. They're seeing what Ivy has in store for them on the defense. As Goblin able to shut down Gray on long. Ascendancy now wrapping towards B site, it seems. As Ivy have made an aggressive push into labs, actually. Now choosing to retreat out of labs and take mid control for themselves. As Ascendancy are just taking their time with this now. They've completely switched up the pace of play here. Going from 2-3 slams in a row now into one of the slower rounds you see. Goblin catching Semtex in top of B long. Now a 2 versus 4. Danger catching Imagine with that over-aggression. Imagine just punished for being too aggressive in top mid. As now Ascendancy are going to shift towards the A site here. Reality already in labs. No Name jiggle peaks, aware of Reality's position now and Danger. Ivy know where both the Ascendancy players are, but Ascendancy are going to take site. Ivy opting to let them retake here.
30 seconds remaining.
Goblin catches Reality. Now 1v3 for Danger. In terms of health, he has the advantage here. Catches Goblin with the wallbang through the box. Wow.
What a shot. Knock Luli has no HP left as well.
And No Name's there to close it out. Yeah, you were right. Knock literally on a sliver of health. They clearly wanted him to do the scanning and No Name to do the holding. But that's well played there from Ivy. Both of their players ending that round on less than 20 health. So what do you think of that round? That was much slower compared to previous rounds, right?
Yeah, it's interesting to see these teams like make such drastic switches up after taking a loss. I think Ascendancy have a really I think they have a really good way of adapting and actually I'll finish my thought later, but
yeah, now we see a full B slam coming in. No Name catching 2 in a long. Imagine also catching a pick of his own. Imagine shutting down another. It's just down to Tay, who's already down. A complete blunder of a push there for Ascendancy. All 5 of their players getting knocked down in about 10 seconds.
I think I might have spoken too soon.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about the change of pace and play. That really showcases it there. They went from high pace to then a very low pace round, and then straight into another rush. Do you see that often from the casts you've seen?
No, I mean, from higher tier players, yes, I see a lot of different plays, but in my most recent, I'm kind of used to people kind of playing the same and expecting different results. But here we are, getting a lot more action. I guess scanner going down from Danger on site, and they're all being shut down. I am Danger, and it's over. Okay, thought I try to get a chance to do some play-by-play, but nope. It is over.
It's honestly impossible. Yeah, it all goes by so quickly with these teams sometimes. These full slams onto Cliffside especially just can be ended so quickly. That's now the 2nd round in a row where IVI have had a flawless defense. They've not dropped a single man in the last 2 rounds, which is a testament to their strong defense. So now it's Ascendancy's chance to bounce back and see what they can recover. Still 2 rounds left in the half. Ascendancy opting for a much slower push this time.
Got an angle for a good one there. I catch some rounds onto the Semtex up at mid. I don't know if you caught that on your side, but
I did, yeah. Goodman coming out on top in terms of the HP trade there. That was a very nice angle. Semtex still holding that angle though. Goodman actually Knock there to catch out from the short push. Knock has made his way all the way out of B short. He's now into labs. As now Ivy have picked off all the players around the A site, but scans over towards B. They've let Knock come out of B short here, so they've had a placebo clearance of mid here, but in reality it's Ascendancy that are actually rotating towards the B site. Danger caught by Knock in labs. Now just a 1v5 for Reality, who seems to be dealing with some tech issues.
Imagine just walked right past him. That was funny.
A bit of carelessness there from Imagine. Yeah, that's not really a knife kill to say, but yeah, interesting to see. That's a shame. Reality's having some issues with his headset, but oh yeah, that's him out. Well, hopefully they get their 5th player back soon. Ascendancy now 6-1 down. I think they're going to go into a much slower play here, just to bide time for Reality to return to the lobby. But Knock here aggressively pushed up short once again. It succeeded from last round. Danger catching Frenzy Killer on site now, 4 versus 4. Grey catching Imagine in mid as well, 4v3. Just like that, the round's turned around for Ivy now in the disadvantage in terms of numbers.
Semtex trying to catch one more on the angle, but out comes Knock to shut him down. 3 versus 3 now. IVI trying to turn this right back around. It's 2 versus 2. Gray to catch another as well as Tay. It's down to Knock 1 versus 2. The HP just not there. And the positioning, they're already rotating out. Maybe he can catch Danger. No, the timing. Nope. Not there. Maybe the game sense will start to tell him. The inner voice. They might be rotating to A.
Yeah, I think he'll realize here the lack of info on the B site. I think he's surely got to be thinking they must be going A. But Grey, look at that position he's got. He's in top mid. He's in a ridiculous position that I don't think Knock will be expecting. But Grey needs to sort of activate before Knock can run past him. Now Grey watching the angle, catches Knock as he crouch walks past. Great positioning there from Gray. He got an initial pick in mid early in the round, and he's used that to take the space into mid, which then allowed him to hold knock there. Very well played there from Gray. Ascendancy managing to win the 4v5 round, which is very impressive. A nice little sort of 4v5, yeah. I mean, it was the 2 initial gunfights at the start of the round put them into a 4 versus 3 instead of a 4v5, which is what did it for them. But now it's Ivy's turn to attack as they go for a full B push here.
Wow. They're
Ivy storming onto site, yeah.
already on site. Frenzy. Taking one, knock to another. Now it's just 2 for Ascendancy versus IVI's. Never mind. 4. 1 versus 4. The nade does catch somebody and Goblin shuts it. It's over. IVI was 7.
Round starting.
Taking a page out of the Ascendancy book on that push there, but Ascendancy, with the lack of player, you know, worked a little bit faster for IVI. I mean, that's if reality was there, do you think they would have had a better chance?
I think Ivy just were a bit too dominant that round. It's hard to say, you know, reality could always pull out a hero play, but in terms of, you know, consistent numbers, Ivy are just winning those straight gunfights, and I think even if it were a 5v5, I think they'd be coming out on top here as Goblin finds an entry pick onto site with a nade. What an absolute dime of a shot.
Must have hurt us.
Scan started.
Like, pure gun
Do you
skill
see-
and Vail? No way.
Yeah, util only, please. As now Nock and Imagine are making their way interestingly through mid towards CT. Tay now following behind them. It's a 2 versus 4 with some interesting positions here. Tay now in the 1v3, able to come in from mid. He sees one player who's just not looking at him, not able to find him with the wall bangs, and Imagine's there to shut it down. On a sliver of health, Tay nearly catching Imagine. It's now 8-2 to Ivy. Yeah, you asked me, you know, if reality was here. I think these rounds so far, they've just been a bit too lopsided towards Ivy. I think Ivy are just consistently winning most of their gunfights, and that's what's putting them out on top of all these rounds. So had reality been there, hard to say if he'd make a difference or not, but I'd say probably not, just with how dominant Ivy seem right now.
I see. Okay. We'll see if Ascendancy can turn it around. As Tay does catch the first, bringing it to an equal 4 versus 4. Goblin just eating lead for breakfast. Scanner is down. Syntax finds another. No name finds a headshot onto Tay. 4 versus 3. 3 versus 3 now. Sorry. Gray finds 2. It's just down to Frenzy. Who? Oh, I thought he was gonna find the last, but now it is one more round going towards Ascendancy. What was different about that one?
Scan interrupted.
I would say Ascendancy's defense was a lot more passive that round. So you see Tay, instead of playing on top of site, was sat in CT. Same for Gray, who was playing in 3-way. They both just let Ivy take site, but then they let Ivy fall victim to their own over-aggression. So as you saw Imagine trying to push towards CT, that's when Tay decided to swing. As reality comes back in just the nick of time. Now a 5v5. Reality literally joining at the perfect time. Last second. Now 5v5. Ivy going for a full B-slam here. This time they do have a player on site for Ascendancy. Semtex catching one on site. As Gublin's made his way into 3-way, catches Gray on the rotation. Gublin now in mid as well. Nock meeting him there from Catwalk.
Wow.
It's a 3v2. Ascendancy completely stomped Ivy off of sight. Ivy's remaining players, reality catching Nock from behind as well. Gublin now pinched in 3-way. They're aware he's here. Gublin catching the first.
Dang.
1v2, but Gublin has a sliver of health to work with.
Semtex with that 3K push on his site. Or defense on site. I mean...
Yeah, no, very nicely played there from Semtex. He let them onto the site and then ran in those smokes and caught them as they were trying to plant. It was some very good timing. It's now we see Gublin doing some interesting mime work here. Clearly enjoying the fact that his team is 8-3 up. Clearly, I don't think he's feeling any stress yet. as Semtex is there to close it out. That's 4 in the round for Semtex there. Very well played.
Point.
Well, that was a great clutch attempt by Gooblin there. It was very close. He took it extremely seriously, and I applaud the effort. So Knock. Oh, I was hoping Knock and Subtext were going to fight it out at mid, but it does look like they're going to push out the site. Danger. That's fine, imagine. The push scanner going down. Here comes Reality. Finds one as well, but trade's going on off screen. 2 versus 3. Scanner's being diffused. Reality sticking it. Gooblin's got to get on the site. And the scanner's just going to go down to get it. Oh, he does get it. Ascendancy just runs on the site and diffuses instantly. Okay. I will
Yeah,
take
that was
it.
nicely played there from Reality. Very nicely played. He noticed IV in previous attacking rounds, they've sent Knock towards mid quite a lot, and Gooblin's also been playing a bit away from the pushers. So I think when Reality got those 2 picks on site, I think he realized that Ivy didn't actually have much presence to deny the plant, which is how then Reality decided, you know, oh, I'm going to stick it. You know, they're not on the site. This round, though, Ivy a lot more careful about that previous long push. Reality pushing green once again. Actually, this time deciding to back off. I think he's noticed Ivy, they're in a bit more of a default now. It's less aggressive pushing. But Knock making his way down catwalk. 24 Grey is there to spot him. Grey catches Knock in mid. Frenzy Killer can't find that refrag just yet. Danger catches Frenzy Killer supporting Grey from ramp.
Wow.
As Gooblin makes his way onto the A site. Not with Scanner though. Gooblin now makes his way into CT actually. Reality is there to shut it down though, as now it's a 2 versus 5. Imagine and Zeno are at full health, but Ascendancy have that number advantage.
Oh, they're so spread
Reality
apart.
catching Imagine. Very, very spread apart, I agree. This is the disadvantage of doing a default and losing your players a bit too easily. Now, No Name having to go and recover Scanner whilst in the 1v5. It's not an ideal situation for him.
No Name's being pinched from both sides. If you look at the mini map, they're also... Wow! Finds 2! The 24 pushes right out and shuts that down. No clutch for you, he says.
Yeah, a great attempt at 1v5 there actually from No Name. He catches 2, but Grey just there to refrag his teammates. I don't think Zeno was expecting 3 people to swing him off the same angle. I think Grey, that final man to swing him, just caught him off guard. But now Ascendancy clawing their way back. They've managed to get 5 players into the lobby, and now we've seen since that happened, they haven't actually dropped a round. So very good for Ascendancy here. Ivy are going to go for a full A push here, as Reality's pushed up green. Nade comes out, catches Gooblin. What a nade. Now Reality's happy with this pick. He's rotating back now, playing a lot more passive.
Let's see, holding back by a little bit. Never mind. They're now starting to take some fights. Danger gonna take down No Name as well as... Oh no, never mind. He might catch Frenzy here on this angle. Who knows? Oh, no, he swings out. Almost takes down. I think it was knockdown there. But one player slipped through. Imagine almost gets past, but Danger catches them too. Now it's just 2 versus 5.
I think we're about to see Tay here interact with that rotating player. Frenzy Killer catches Tay, who was just completely unaware. Now 2v4. Ascendancy a bit cautious, I think, of the rotation. Frenzy Killer doubling back though, heading back towards the A site. But we see Iron the Danger still on A site, holding strong. He's anchoring the site for his team, and he's got Reality to back him up in heaven. Good angle here from Danger, just unpeaks on long as Frenzy Killer pushes up. Reality now holding the green push as well. We'll see Frenzy Killer. Frenzy Killer able to catch Reality though. Now Frenzy makes his way onto the site. Danger's there to catch him off guard. Now a 1v3 for Knock, who was in mid. Now making his way towards the A site. He's got a lot of angles to clear here. And Semtex is there to close it out. for Ascendancy. Now 7-8. Ascendancy, they've really closed the gap here. I believe it was 8-3, and now, you know, 8-7. They've really done a good job here of pulling their defense back together, making the recovery that was so dearly needed. And, you know, with how rounds are in this league, it's definitely crucial to get as many as you can, even if you're going to lose the map. So what do you think so far of the way IV's played their attack, Crescendo?
Absolutely. I think the stress is starting to get to them. Now that it's, like you said, 8-7, the comeback is extremely real, and now they're trying, again, like you said, they're playing much more defaulty, less risky plays. They're just trying to take this map over the edge and find that map win. Take it home. Maybe this is it. Maybe it could happen. Or Ascendancy will just continue on their momentum and take them out.
Yeah,
Like
now we see Ivy pushing onto the site. Hay dying from mid, actually. Not with that mid lurk. He is lethal. Frenzy Killer catches Grey on the rotation. Reality in main does find a pick. Reality finding a second onto No Name. Now the 3 Ivy players all on green. But actually, Goblin on backside. 2v3 as Goblin finds a pick onto Danger, but Reality's got such a strong position here. And it looks like Semtex is reading the rotation very, very early. As now we see Semtex already making his way to the B site. He's rotated just faster than Ascendancy. He's rotated faster than Ivy have, actually. Goblin left to lurk on site. Reality left to hold Goblin. But Semtex here on B site. He's about to catch Frenzy Killer completely unaware. Swings, catches Frenzy Killer. Had the scanner. And Reality still holding Goblin on A. Doesn't manage to find him though. As now we see 2 1-on-1 gunfights split across the map. Semtex letting Imagine plant. If Semtex can win this 1-on-1 gunfight here, he does. Now Semtex able to defuse. Goblin wins his 1-on-1 gunfight on A, but it doesn't matter. Imagine planting. He's sold the round there. Semtex managing to find Imagine. He's just completely won it for Ascendancy, and that's a 1v2 clutch for Semtex. And he finds the kill onto Goblin anyways. Bit of a good wave there. I think Semtex is feeling very happy that he's managed to close that round out. Now 8-8. What a comeback this has been. I think we were... Yeah, 8-3. This is incredible.
Holy moly, the prophecy might be true. The chat has spoken, and they'll have their cake and eat it too.
It all rests on this final round, though. Ivy once again just into a default. They've definitely opted to go for a lot slower pushes ever since Ascendancy started getting, you know, those rounds back. And now we see a lot of Ivy players towards mid. In fact, nearly their entire team is huddled up in mid. A couple players in short. Knock finding Grey on the B site. Just left to Semtex now on site on his own. No Name catching Reality on A as well. As now Scan is rotating towards A. It looks like Ivy are faking B here. Semtex catching one of the B players.
This is
But Ivy now have A control. It really is, but Ivy just have that advantage now. Scan down, Ascendancy now having to retake, and they've got to clear out. Look at all these Ivy players just scattered across the map. Goblin's still in top mid. That's going to be a pain for Ascendancy to clear out. As now Ascendancy opting to just all go CT. This is the smart play here. They're ignoring all the lurks and possible players that Ivy could have across the map, and they're just going for a brute force retake. Now 2 players spotted. Tay catches Frenzy Killer on red. No Name still up on belt. Tay catches No Name as well. Now a 2 versus 2. Goblin catches 1. It's just down to Danger now in the 1v2. He's got to stick this here. Because now Imagine can just rush his way onto site, catches Danger, and that's the round for Ivy. Very close there. Danger nearly had the stick, but Ivy able to close the round out. And now that's 9-8. Very, very close map. So what did you think about that final round there? Just how Ivy played that?
Man, I think IVI took that map, or took that come back and just say, nah, they had to lock in. They had to keep it. And they just so happen to have done it. Very,
Yeah,
very
no,
extremely close. It's so close. Oh
I
man.
completely agree. Well, a great map actually. I'd say whilst Ivy did come out on top with winning that map, I'd say that's a win in Ascendancy's books. With the way MLV works and it being about round difference instead of map difference, Ascendancy being at such a disadvantage, being 8-3 down. The fact that they brought that so close and minimized that round difference, I think that's Ascendancy's. Well, not their best case scenario, but I'm sure they're happy with the fact that they came back and made it so close. Ivy just managing to finish out that final round though, they played it very well. An initial pick from Knock on B site caused the Ascendancy to have to rotate off of A, which at the same time Ivy then rotated onto A. It was a very good IGL call there from Ivy. I think they got a pick on B, but they just decided to rotate A. They knew that their pick on B would cause Ascendancy to rotate off of the A site. So it was very nicely played there from Ivy.
Absolutely. I think that, I mean, I said it during the last round, but I think that this next map will be anyone's game with the way that they're playing. I think both teams are now nice and warm and ready with all the tactics they've been preparing. Of course, top rosters, Of course, they've got a lot of tactics up their sleeve, a lot of tricks, a lot of lineups with the nades and everything. I'm very excited to see where this next map takes us. And maybe we'll see a 2-1 map or match, excuse me.
I think we're just dealing with a bit of tech issues here. You think maybe from some of the teams, maybe they're just opting to take their little break. I'm sure both teams are probably quite burnt out from such a long and intense map. I'm sure everyone there was probably feeling very stressed. As the map comes to 8-8, who can be stressed when one round is all it takes to win the map or lose it.
Oh yeah.
A very, very close matchup this is, though. I'm very glad we decided to get on this cast. It has been a great game so far. I'm hoping the other maps keep at the same sort of standard of play and closeness. Very nice to see. I'm looking forward to seeing these teams play on the sort of older maps as well, the ones they're more experienced on. Cliffside being a very new map, you don't see extremely developed strategies just yet because of the fact that obviously it's new, people are still working it out. But when you get onto maps like Suna, these teams have been playing Suna for years, so everyone knows Suna, but it's really about what the teams can do to work out some interesting strategies that matters. So, which is why I'm excited to see them play these older maps.
On the contrary, I'm interested in seeing the newer maps. I said this in another cast. I keep getting dogged on for wanting to see players play on Frio, just because I think it's a really interesting map, with like new styles and everything. And the first time I saw it was a map or a match on Vail Minor League, and it was really fun, really interesting. I really like that map, but it seems like I'm the only one because chat hated me for that one.
Yeah, I certainly think I think it's got the potential to be a good map. I think a lot of people are very against the newer maps, or a lot of newer maps are less favored just because people don't know them as well. But over time, you see them become more commonplace. So hopefully, we'll see Frio in a couple months' time, maybe being a more favorable pick than it is now. As currently I don't think it's picked that much, sadly.
Absolutely. Let me get caught up with the chat here as well as sending out a poll for who people think will take map 2. I'm very curious to see how that worked out. Okay, so we've got welcome to the chat, Peak. Thank you for putting Stormy in his place. Farrells. Welcome, Ascendancy on the win. Super, super close. Unfortunately not but super close. King Bob, yes, King Bob mentioned. King Bob mentioned again. King Bob mentioned again. I'm not gonna get into that. Gever, I see. You want to see some shotgun from IVI? No, thank you. Shotguns are the bane of my existence in any game I've ever played ever. Tay dropping 20. Not quite sneaky. Wait. Actually, let me double check my math or my. Nope. Not quite. Almost, but not quite. With a nice 7. Blue Triangle Squad wins. That's a way better name than Ascendancy in my opinion, actually. So take that one instead. No Blue Triangle. Oh, fair enough. Oh, yep, you did lie, Sneaky. Sorry, I'm catching up with all the chat from like 3 years ago. X Tropical. What's up, Tropical? How's it going? Welcome to the chat. You're voting for the underdogs IVI. Hey, well look at that. They got a dub. Although the numbers game when it comes to MLV is much more crucial.
It's all about the rounds here. I think Ivy with the map, that's a good win for them mentally, but I think hopefully Ascendancy are able to sort of compartmentalize. They're able to look back on the map and think, right, whilst we lost the map, this isn't VR metal. We actually came very close to them in rounds, and now Ascendancy is in the best possible situation after losing to make a comeback on map 2 and 3. So I say Ascendancy now put onto the back foot of the race. They are the underdogs now for the rest of the match. We'll see what they can pull out on these other maps though.
Yeah, I mean, it's also nice to see that Ascendancy didn't lose any of their mental when it came to that, and I'm glad they realized that early on, because you see a lot of teams like the common tendency. Okay, I guess we're gonna get new code, by the way. The common tendency for teams is to lose mental once they lose maybe like 3, 4 in a row, and then it's just a snowball. So I'm glad that they were able to bring it back and be like, you know what, we're just gonna take as many rounds as we can, and then they came extremely close to the comeback and taking the map. But yes, absolutely, the numbers are definitely the game to play here, not for maps.
I believe we are just getting into a new lobby now. I think they're having some issues with the servers, so I think we should be good to go though in a minute.
Absolutely. All right. Looks like we're going to be going into a intermission, and we'll be right back with map 2 of IVI versus Ascendancy. Hello everybody and welcome back. We are almost here with map 2 of IVI versus Ascendancy. With me here is Fraza, of course. And yeah, I mean that's about all I had to say coming into this. While we were away, I put out a poll of who you thought was going to take the map, and I thought it was interesting that the tides have changed, or the tides have turned, whatever the phrase is. And now the fan favorite is IVI between the 5 of you who voted for versus the 13 that voted last time. Maybe Ascendancy is the favorite for next time. Who knows? Actually, I thought it was interesting, but we work with what we got, and we got what we work with. I don't think. I'm trying. I'm really trying, you guys. Yeah. I mean, in the case. Oh, hey, we're getting started. Fantastic. Our next map is Miro.
I think we'll see some more diverse strategies. Interesting substitution coming out from Ascendancy. Their IGL has made his way out of the lobby for Ferdimon, who's now come back in.
Interesting switch up.
Very interesting indeed, as now we see Ivy going for a full A push here, not just peeling off, holding those rotations. Frenzy Killer on the entry with Scanner.
Hey, gonna find the first pick with the nade. Danger trying to, well, make some danger, and I imagine gonna shut that down. As well as Gray finds 2 with the pistol, double headshots, Knock with another, 3 versus 2. 2 versus 2 now. I'm so lost. George finding the headshot. Another new player for IVI. I don't remember who they switched out for that.
That would be Goblin that they've subbed out.
Oh.
As Gray finds George. Now 1v2 for Knock. Ganna's down on site. Knock knows where both the players are, but he's got to recover Scanner here, or he's got to find a pick first. Gray with those jiggle peeks catches Knock. Knock going to chase that kill, finds Gray. Now 1v1 for Ferdimon. Knock, aware that Ferdy's in bunker, decides to rotate towards the B site here. Ferdy's hearing this, definitely. Would be very aware. Is Ferdy not catching Knock as he gets towards the site? And Knock is expecting Ferdimon to go short, which he will be doing. A good read here from Knock. Now rotating back to elbow. Ferdy opting to take the very slow approach here. Knock doesn't really know where Ferdy's coming from. He hasn't heard any audio cues. Shots come out. Ferdimon able to find Knock at range. Very fast pistol shots there as Ferdy winning the 1v1 puts his team up 1 round.
Scan interrupted.
Yeah, nicely played there from Knock, to be honest. It was a good attempt at 1v2.
Round starting.
This guy. These players, the 6-7, bro. I don't understand that. Every single time they win something, that's what they put up. I swear.
It's the Gen Z brain rot, I suppose. You can't really escape it.
No.
It's nice to see players express themselves, but that's not something I want to be seeing often. Danger here, pushed up into tunnels. He's about to catch the Scanner carrier off guard. Frenzy Killer now down. Scanner's dropped in tunnels. As now Ascendancy are so aware that IVI are pushing A site here, knowing where Scan is. Gray catches 1 in bunker. Gray catching a second. Knock able to catch 2 as well, though. Tay refragging his teammates finally. But Danger's able to hold the Scan. Imagine catches Danger. Now in the 1 versus 2, but Danger put Imagine to literally 1 HP. There is not much Imagine can do here.
I'm not seeing any green on that health bar. Imagine's already living in the afterlife right now.
I think he's, on his way, crossing the river of Styx, ready for death. He's literally, 1 bullet, 1 little gust of wind, and he is down. This is going to be a tough 1v2 for him. He knows where one of the players is. He's not got a clue where Ferdimon is. As Ferdimon set up to hold this rotation through mid. Ferdy now holding the angle. Imagine caught by Ferdimon, and now that's the round for Ascendancy. A good substitution here from Ascendancy. They've taken out Reality on VR, a bit of the Wisdom and the IGL gone, but they've put in one of their sort of heavy fraggers. Ferdimon is definitely known for hitting some nice shots and putting up some good scoreboards. So it's interesting to see. They've Ascendancy's opted for a bit more of a brute force gunfight tactic instead of going for the smarter play. It's now Ivy going for a full B push here, the first one of the half. As George makes his way up onto elbow already. Good nade from No Name. Gray able to find one though. Imagine refragging his teammate. Catches a second as well with the drop shot. Nicely played. As we see, Knock is actually in bunker right now as well. So Ascendancy have to deal with Knock in bunker and Ivy on the B site. That's going to be tough. Tay able to shut Knock down. 2 versus 3 now. Good flash there from Tay, able to enter into elbow now. Imagine catches danger, now 1v3 for Tay. No Name swinging out of that smoke and catches him.
Puts the gun down right as they swing. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, some bad timing there. You hate to see it, but it's actually a smart play there from No Name. Tay was shooting at Imagine through that smoke, trying to get the smoke bang. I think No Name was just aware that when Tay stops shooting, it's likely that he's got to reload. So I think Tay just, caught off guard by No Name's swing there. Very nicely played though. They baited Tay's bullets, forced him to reload, and then swung. It was a great play. It's now Ivy coming back into another V-slam here. Imagine catches Semtex with a nade. As now Ivy break their way onto site. Over aggression from No Name. Pays off. Ferdimon dead. Not caught in that bunker push though this time.
Wow.
His Tay catches Imagine as well. George able to shut down I'm the Danger, the mid flanker. But Tay and 24 Grey making their way up to site now. They don't have any util. This is going to be a tough 2v3 retake for them. As No Name and George find their picks, shuts down the push. And that's 2-2 now. Ivy tying it up. Ivy, they've seemingly, just... I think they lost those 2 first rounds and then they just decided, just go where you're used to. The classic B slam is what everyone loves to see on Mirror, I think. I think if you were to, look at most attack rounds of every team, you'd see a B slam is the most frequent. So Ivy just sticking to what they know. They're relying on their players to win these gunfights. Now going for a fake here, I believe. They're trying to fake out A site. They're opting to play nice and passively here on B. Semtex catching a player in mid from that short aggression. Nicely played here. As George catches Tay in yard. George also catching Semtex as well. Gray able to catch one of his own.
Wow.
Catching a second on A site. Nicely played there for Gray.
Apologies, I
There's
just
now
had
a
to react.
2v2. I didn't see it, so no, all for it. Now, Ascendancy having to retake site here. Frenzy and George did get the plant down. Gray just holding this long swing. Frenzy swings into it. Trade comes out. Now 1 versus 1. George on such low HP. He's seen Ferdimon's not on the scanner. And George able to shut it down. Very nicely played there. It's now 3-2 to Ivy. Yeah, some great plays there. Ascendancy aggress stuff on the B site. 2 of their players pushing up short. But they were just caught off by the actual Ivy push, which was the scanner and yard. George able to find, I believe, 4 players that round. He caught the 2 over-aggressing short, punished them, and then managed to capitalize and finish the round off on B. So it's very nicely played. But now we see Ivy launching into a proper default this time, dropping scanner. They're not going to give Ascendancy any info as to where scanner is.
Alright. Imagine finding the first pick onto Gray. Imagine seemingly being able to find the first frag almost every round thus far. It's very interesting. George sneaking up, finds some text. Danger with a refrag. No Name also gonna find Ferdy. 2 versus 4 in favor of IVI here with No Name on site. They're trying to beat him out with the molly. Can't quite find him. Frenzy off screen gonna take down Danger. No Name. But the perfect swing headshot on the take.
Round starting.
It was a nice round there from Ivy. They defaulted and it worked for them so well. Those initial picks towards B caused the Ascendancy to rotate towards the B site, which then allowed Ivy to then take space on A. That's how we saw 2 of Ivy's players in CT flanking. They just got such a great amount of map control from those first initial picks. George catches Danger. The A side player's down. There's now Plant already down. We're seeing a bit of a bunker push here from Ivy. Knock tucked into elevator.
Oh. They missed it. They thought it was clear. Oh, but they take him down anyway.
Now a 3v3. Plant is down. You've got No Name in mid. Not able to really play with this team. He's going to have to come in as a sort of last second lurk. Tay catches Frenzy Killer. George not just able to refrag Tay. Semtex able to refrag though. And now it's just a 2 versus 1. And this is where the lurk is detrimental to Ivy here. No Name having to come in so late. Semtex able to stop it. Very nicely played there from Ascendancy.
Round starting.
Ascendancy, they were so aware of that mid player. No Name being, stuck on dog around top mid area. He wasn't able to help as Ivy were losing sight. And then when it was just No Name last left alive, No Name has to rush in when he hears that tap. He doesn't know if they're sticking or not, and Semtex was just able to catch him with his gun down. So it was nicely played there from Ascendancy, a good retake. It's now seeing another full A push coming out from Ivy. Danger catching 1 in tunnels. Catches a 2nd in tunnels as well. A scanner down as well. No Name now trying to recover it.
Get this guy out of the tunnels, man.
Yeah, Danger with a very successful pick rate in tunnels so far. He's done so well for himself. So now he's pushing highway. Not able to shut down Danger finally. 4 versus 3. But Ascendancy, they've got all the map control in the world here. 31 pushed up nicely onto short. They've got Tay holding mid as well. And it looks like Ascendancy have read the B rotation here. We see 3 of their players already heading towards B. They do have Grey as that final anchor, but now Ivy are going to be coming onto a site that's nearly fully defended. 31 in Rat. I don't know if they clear 31 here. Knock pushing up. 31 able to catch Knock. Refragged by George. Semtex shutting down that side player though, as it's just down to George in the 1 versus 3. And Tay's there to close it out for Ascendancy.
We're switching sides.
Wow, I mean the read from Ascendancy, I think, was probably the most pivotal part of all that. I feel like the retake would have been a lot harder, even with the numbers advantage.
Oh no, I completely agree. I think 31 being in Rat so early on, Ivy just were completely unprepared for it. He was only able to find 1, but that 1 pick still helped a lot. So now we see Knock pushing up on short. Can't find anything with the nade. Frenzy Killer made his way up onto mid stairs as well. Ivy with a strong amount of mid control here actually, as another one of their players is in split.
Whoa.
31 able to catch it from behind. Grey also, Grey finding 2. He's a incredible pistol player. As now Ascendancy just have the A site for free. Ivy all on B. Now having to rotate through CT. And Ascendancy also have bunker control as well. They know these players are coming from CT. Grey spots the first. Not able to find him. George there to shut it down. Tay catching George finally. No Name in a 1 versus 3. Finds the first. Put down to very low HP though by 31. There to close it out for Ascendancy. A nice pistol round there for Ascendancy. Grey with a great 2k on the players that pushed up B short. What do you think about Ivy's aggression there? I mean, we saw Frenzy Killer pushed onto mid stairs through top mid, and Imagine somehow was in split.
I think that they're really trying to take the most aggressive angles possible, and it's kind of sometimes it's a dice roll, sometimes it's a complete wipeout on whether or not it works. I mean, here's a great example. We've got Knock pushing right up to entry of the site. Does find Semtech, but he wants more. He's pushing right through. He gets caught out at mid. Perfect example of what I was talking about. So the positioning and timing that really matters there. You're like, duh, crescendo. That's how the game works. But site's been taken over now. All they need to do is hit that plant almost. They're a little bit off, but now that IVI have returned, or have gotten a refresh of players there, no name. Going for the knife kill. It's double smokes as well. Lots of smokes on site. Oh, out comes Gray. Finds the headshot in a no-name. That might be the pick that they need for Frenzy in the corner. Danger finds it. Ferdy gonna find Imagine. Now it's just down to George. 1 versus 2, but the HP isn't doable. Just needs to find a couple bullets per person. 1 for you. And then George still with the health advantage, maybe. Oh, that could be lethal right there. That was way too close with the molly on the tape. Finds another, but Ferdy takes the initiative and shuts it down.
Round starting.
Ascendancy now up by 2.
Yeah, Ascendancy's attack so far has been very strong. They nearly, failed that push. I think Frenzy Killer and Rat, he was so patient, and I was aware that, hiding in Rat there, he didn't swing at all until Ascendancy committed to sight. Sadly, he just wasn't able to get the picks, though, to help save the round. And Ascendancy's discipline with Ferdimon staying in split has just been so great. Frenzy Killer pushes up, shut down by I'm the Danger instantly. As now we see IVR stacking elbow, 3 towards elbow. Imagine catching Semtex in mid as he pushes up Ali. Imagine also catching Tay in top mid. Ferdimon still ready to hold Imagine though if he does decide to fully flank. George catching I'm the Danger through the smoke, I believe. As now it's just down to Gray and Ferdimon. Ferdy still holding this mid rotation. He is so patient in holding this position. He's been playing here the entire round so far without moving. He's very good at playing his role, clearly. But now that's just not good enough. He needs to do something because in a 2v4, you can't just keep on playing in that one spot. As we see, no name. He's pushed up onto brown box on site. That is wallbangable. I'll be interested to see if Gray clears this out when pushing. Gray catches no name as he swings long. Now a 2v3. Gray full flashed, able to get away though.
Both players finally regrouped down to 2v2.
30 seconds remaining.
Now 1v2 as not catches Gray in mid. Oh, 30 fighting that short player. George able to close the round out though. So that's now 6-5 to Ascendancy. Ivy making a comeback now. That's their first defensive round that they've won. I think they're slowly, surely adapting to Ascendancy's attack, and I think they're reading into maybe Ferdimon's position and split a bit better. We saw Imagine on that flank. He was a lot more disciplined in swinging split. I think he was concerned about Ferdimon's presence there. But it was mainly the site players that helped Ascendancy win that round. As now we see, Frenzy Killer's pushed up highway fully. Danger able to refrag his teammate though. Now 4 versus 4. Gray on spawn peak with that AK. He gets head dinked by 1.
He's pushed up mid, actually going for the entry on B. Maybe trying to clear something out for Gray, who is the artifact holder. Some text. Grenade onto Knock. I do that all the time. Onto IVI. Yeah, which one?
Yeah, I've got to admit, it can be a bit confusing at times. Gray swinging out, catching George. Good bit of over-aggression there from Gray, as well as Danger catching No Name. Just down to Imagine now on mid-stairs. He finds his first pick. Still a 1 versus 3 though. And Tay and Semtex with a nice crossfire there to catch Imagine. That's a great round there for Ascendancy.
And I think it's interesting. Going back to the polls that I put out, I think the people who are the team that was picked less in the poll is usually, of course, too soon to speak for this map, but is usually the one who is higher / takes the map, and we'll see if that's the same for this one. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, no, I do, and I think we'll see. It's very interesting that, you know, some maps are obviously a bit more, you know, maybe IV specialty, maybe some maps are more Ascendancy specialty. I think, you know, Ascendancy are just having a great time so far on this mirror attack, which is usually what most teams get caught up on. That Frenzy Killer pushing up stack, Tay there to catch it. Some good discipline there. As now it looks like there's going to be an A push coming in. Great nade there from Tay, nearly catches George. Imagine catching 2 on A though. There's now Danger on A site. He is planting, but Tay is just not with him. Danger really needs to stay alive here. Finds the first pick. That is a great kill for Danger, and that's going to save the round for Ascendancy. Tay now has time to rotate in. Knock there catching that rotation though. And now it's just Danger in a 1v2. George on extremely low health. Danger catches George, not able to refrag. Now a 1v1. This is looking so doable for Danger.
Now George has no HP. Oh, but not with the final headshot. With and now IVI taking it to no, just let it go. No, it's 6-7 now.
Oh dear, I thought you were talking about the scanner for a moment. I thought he had enough time.
No. No. IVI should just let that one go for the sake of my sanity, please. So well, I think this cast is over. I'm shutting it down. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm lost for words with the amount of 6-7 celebrations we see. It's Gray finding first pick. He's sat on catwalk waiting for that player to push out mid. Ray does catch George with that patience, but Knock catching one. No Name also catching one. Not. Oh my god, No Name catching a second as well. It's now a 2 versus 3.
What a return from No Name.
Buddy now in a 1v3. Imagine getting picked up. Imagine also finding 30 mod. Now Ivy have tied it up 7-7.
Round starting.
Well, I mean, yeah, they tied it up. This is what a map. I'm just sitting here watching as the numbers go higher and higher on both sides. Just taking, each team takes what they learned from the last round, applies it to the new one, and has it succeed. Speaking of which, Ferdy
Buddy
gonna
on
take
catching
down.
Frenzy. Very nicely played there. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no worries.
It looks like Ascendancy going for a bunker push here. It's sort of working out for them. 31 being shut down though. Semtex still outside the bunker. Now mollied off. George waiting for that. George with a great kill there onto Semtex. He's having a great game. Knock on 45. Gray there to shut it down now. 2v2. Gray on 1 HP though. You can't see any green in that guy's name. Or maybe a little bit. Danger pushing his way into CT. Not ready for No Name, who was tucked even further into CC. Gray able to find George though, as now it's just a 1v1. Gray on really, really low health though. It's going to be tough for him to win this.
Oh, it's so close.
Now makes his way onto Cube.
1 pixel exposed and No Name's gonna spray it down. Oh! Gray ends up winning the fight on a sliver of HP. That's incredible. And Ascendancy now matched on their match point. I feel like we've been in this situation before, but kind of reversed.
Yeah,
Although,
no, you're right. It's
hasn't
been
a
so
huge-
close. Yeah.
Apologies, sorry.
No, don't worry. It's always a bit confusing at times to know when someone's going to speak, especially with the delays. But now we see Ascendancy deciding to slow down a lot more. A very, very passive B push here, as we see. It looks like 30mon's trying to fake A a little bit, maybe. I don't think IVI are reading into that, though. But we see 4 Ascendancy players all slowly making their way through Yard. Now the util comes out from Ascendancy. It looks like they'll be executing onto the site. Good nade from No Name. Catches Semtex as he tries entering short. No Name with the swing. Catches one. Imagine also catching a pick of his own towards the A site. No Name going for the swing. Catches the scan carrier. And now it's just Gray in the 1 versus 5. Knock swings and catches Gray. What an absolute monstrous retake that was from Ivy. Wow.
Match point.
Wow, now it is anybody's match point again. What? I mean, I'm just in disbelief. Like, the second time we have seen a sudden death between these two teams.
Yeah, no,
What?
ridiculous.
Frenzy! How did he get both of them there? That's insane. Suntex gonna find a match in 3 versus 3. Tay with another 2 versus 3 now in favor of Ascendancy, who they do get Scanner down as well. George and Nock both trying to weed out another pick to equalize it. There it is. Nock finding exactly that. Okay, holding off, ready for these players to approach. There's George, he's gonna find him, and now it's just danger. 1 versus 1, and IVI, they take it! Against the odds! They take the second map!
Scan interrupted.
Yeah, wow, that is incredible. 2 back-to-back tiebreakers. What a game this has been so far. Ivy coming out on top of both of these tiebreakers. They're now 2-0 up in terms of maps. But with the way this league works, you know, Ascendancy are still very much in it. Ivy need a 9-7 victory here to win off of rounds. But if Ascendancy can come out on top, then... Ascendancy need a better than 9-7 victory to win. Ivy only needs to get, you know, anything like 8 rounds, then they'll be good. I'm just trying to do the maths in my head for all the rounds and things, but
No worries.
I think Ascendancy will want to, you know, come out on top and win the map. Of course, I think anyone wants to win the map. It looks like Ascendancy wants to go back to shuttle here.
Oh yeah.
As I think we'll take a slight break, a bit of an intermission just to get everything sorted with the players.
Well, looks like we are going to also go right back into intermission while we wait for map 3. IVI versus Ascendancy. Be right back.
Welcome everyone, we are back for map 3 of this incredible series that we've been going through so far. It's currently been 9-8, 9-8 to IV on both maps. We played Cliffside and Miru so far. Now heading into Suna, we've got IV starting on defense. As it looks like Ascendancy will be going for a B push here. Yep. The classic B push. We all love to see it on pissed around. Let's have a look how No Name deals with this. Instantly swinging top, gets tagged just a little bit. But now IV, they're so aware that it's a full B rush. All the players now rotating. Ascendancy making their way across. Imagine catches Reality on VR on the cross. Grey catching one, Semtex catching a nade of his own as well. No Name managing to pick off Grey though. Semtex now across. No Name able to shot Semtex crossing. Ferdimon and Tay not able to cross just yet. As now George in undersight finds his first, catches second as well. Some great aggression there from George.
Round starting.
That was a quick rotate from the IVI players. Holy moly. Any
Yeah, that was
slower, and that would have
instant.
been very, very bad.
Yeah, it's one of the advantages, definitely, of having your long player played nice and close like No Name did. He got that info instantly that Ascendancy were heading towards B. So that's when IV's rotation did come in. Now it looks like we're having... It looks like Frenzy pushed up mid here. Catches Reality with that mid push as well. Tay on the refrag. Nock now playing in lower tunnels. Does lose some health to Tay. Actually doesn't. Never mind, I completely changed my mind. Ivy rotating here heavily into mid. They know Scanner's top mid. Frenzy Killer saw Reality carrying the Scanner. It looks like, imagine pushes down long, catches Grey. That's some good map control there for Ivy. And George catching Ferdimon on A long as well. Ascendancy is just being picked apart across the map, losing their one-on-one gunfights, and it's just ruining the round for them.
Gosh, these players just hanging out towards the mid, hoping to make something happen. No Name gonna shut that down. The idea just passing through Tay's head as well as a bullet. Semtex. 1 versus 4. Oh, with a knife! No way! Oh man, I call that a win in Semtex's book. IVI versus Ascendancy versus Semtex right there with the dub. Oh man, honestly.
Yeah, what
the
a knife that
is
was, yeah.
Incredible. Okay, way closer than I expected. Gever says in chat. Give me monologuing someone else's text. As well as the Ascendancy Esports account in chat. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Oh, a disconnect.
Ascendancy have gone for a...
Kirby.
Yeah. 31 disconnecting in spawn. Ivy have gone for an extremely interesting mid play here. They've got Nock fully pushed up mid and Frenzy Killer in lower tunnels. Tay able to catch Frenzy Killer in lower. I don't think they expect Nock here to be so far up in mid. But it looks like they don't care, as they'll just be going for a full A push now. I actually changed my mind. They're circling back to mid. Nock in a...
Oh.
And they, just as I said, they're once again going back to A. Great.
They can
This
hear
game
us.
loves me. Yeah, no, clearly. 4 versus 4. Tay catching Imagine in lower tunnels. Those Nock is pushing it as well.
They want to expect
George,
another player.
aggressive
in
A mid. George catches Semtex,
Wow!
catches Grey as well. Reality finally getting in with the nade. Now they've got to worry about No Name, who's currently on site.
2 versus 2 though. Oh, Reality definitely spots No Name there. Not gonna take down Tay. Now it's just down to Reality, whose position is known. Tries to pre-fire, ready for this swing. I like that gun skin, but here comes a swing from Nock. This 1 versus 1. Now it's just No Name versus Reality, but the HP isn't there. Oh man, that was too close. No Name just about to find it. There's 2 angles that he could possibly come from. He has to figure out which one it could be. It doesn't need much guessing as he pre-fires around the corner and No Name to shut it down. IVI with 3.
Round starting.
Yeah, some good coordination here from IVI. We see them doing some interesting mid plays, not pushing up towards Garage and Frenzy Killer playing in that lower tunnel spot. They're clearly doing some, set defensive plays here to try and catch Ascendancy off guard with some off-meta play. But now Ascendancy are just going to go for a full B push here as we see another mid push come in. Knock with a pre-nade onto Grey. Very nice. As Knock and Frenzy once again pushed up in lower tunnels. And it looks like Imagine's just full push down B long as well. Ridiculous amounts of map control here. Semtex shutting down 2 in mid though. Imagine ready for it. Life comes out from Semtex. That's 3 for him. Incredible. He shut down the mid push and the long push single-handedly. And he's put the round in the hands of Ascendancy. Now they can break out onto the B site. Semtex has just freed up so much space for them. Tay with that mid insert as well. That is a diabolical play there from Semtex. Incredible.
How on earth did he get that? That is ridiculous. Tay over top. No, Semtex! Gonna take one more on for the ace!
Just needs one more for that ace. Looks like Reality trying to steal the ace from him. How could you?
Right? What kind of criminal would do that? Oh, George shuts it down for Reality! Finds the last one! No way! That was so incredibly close from Semtex there, but Ascendancy, the 4v5.
Yeah, it's a bit of a, sad omen to see Ascendancy 4v5ing, but we're seeing signs of life from them, definitely. Semtex, magical play from him. That was an insane 4K, especially with that knife kill. As it looks like Ascendancy are now going to take their time, I think. They're going to wait and hopefully regain their 5th. As it seems that Ivy, maybe going for a bit of sportsmanship here, have also lost one of their players. The classic quest crashing issues. Imagine over-aggressing down B long. He sees Grey. Now seen 3 people. He decides to back off after losing some health. Ivy now able to rotate though. We're not yet seeing a full rotation coming from Ivy actually. No name on Rocket, now making his way to default. Is going to use his utility to try and slow this push. Ivy finally rotating off of the A site. I think they believe now that it's not a fake. They know that it's a real B push. Good nade there. Semtex catching no name with the nade, not managing to shut down that mid lurk. There's now Imagine on ladder, the last defender of the B site. Tries to go for a knife, giving away his location. Interesting. As Danger makes his way back into the lobby. Or I think he was initially subbed out. Semtex finding one. Oh. He's finding a second. Nobody looking at him. And he's caught off by George on that reload. But Semtex, what a 2K there. He's got Ascendancy on his back at the moment. It's now 1v2 for George. Oh, and it looks like all the players are back in the lobby now, albeit on the wrong teams.
Ah. Interesting.
Grey with the wide swing catches George, and hopefully the teams get sorted. Yep, Danger managing to find the right team. Frenzy Killer does back out the lobby though. I think he may have been vote kicked by the Ascendancy players. There's now a 4 versus 5. This time Ascendancy with the number advantage. It's been a while since we've seen that. An interesting buy here, or not buy, but an interesting gun choice. We see Knock has got a Scar. Very interesting.
Don't diss my Scar. I love that gun.
I won't diss it, but it's going to be tough for Knock to pull off some kills here. We see him playing close lower tunnels. He's got Tay just waiting for him. Finds Tay. It's now 4 versus 4. Essentially, no knockers in lower tunnels.
Oh. Never mind, I thought
there was
he
a bit
the nade right back towards himself.
Yeah, I saw that too. I think that's a bit of server-side lag. Maybe George finding the A lurk. I'm the Danger being shut down. As now Knock pushes all the way into T-Sport, and that is incredible. We've got 2 players here waiting for this B push already. Doubled up on long.
What's going on this round? Imagine.
Good nade there from Semtex. As Imagine gets head dinged, now on 1 HP.
What an unfortunate circumstance to be in. I know my mental would be like, well, damn. After I eat something like that.
No Name shutting down Gray on that cat push. Now a 2 versus 4. Ascendancy don't realize it yet, but they're completely surrounded. Knock attempting to get some shots in with the Scar. See, this is where I question the gun choice. Not able to kill anyone on the lurk.
30 seconds remaining.
Good flashes coming out from Knock. Doesn't find Reality. Reality, that's shut it down. Semtex finding a pick of his own. Now 2 versus 1. It's completely flipped now. No Name. 1v2. Semtex is so aware of where he is. Semtex swings, catches him. What a play. I think Semtex just saw his cape there sticking out behind default and just flash, swing, you know, the classic play. So well played there from Semtex. He's having a great game at the moment. 12-5. It is an understatement to say that he has Ascendancy on his back. He is carrying them at the moment, and he's doing a good job of it. Ascendancy 3-3 to Ivy. This is a good attack so far for them as we see this aggressive mid coming out. Knock with another pre-nade, now shutting down Semtex, the star player for Ascendancy down.
Now we get to see how different it is without him here.
Yeah. No Name, wide swinging long, very aggressive.
Very inspired by Semtex. They're trying to find the knife as well. Not going right back for another flank.
Yeah, this time with the G28Z. You got the question is, you know, gun buys at a certain point.
Yeah, you know, I mean, with that one, I feel like it should be a little bit questionable. Reality.
Shutting down Knock. Yeah, imagine there to get it though. Sorry, you go.
Oh no, it's all you. Oh man.
Oh. What a nade from Frenzy there. Ascendancy successfully faked Ivy off of the A side there. Ivy did rotate all towards B, but Ascendancy just weren't able to capitalize on that space they took on A. I think they were just a bit too slow to take the space onto the A site, and that's what caused them to sort of they arrived on A, and you know, Ivy had sort of doubled back and rotated back to A. Just a bit too slow there on that play. So now we see Knock pushed up into lower tunnels, this time with a shotgun.
You gotta be kidding me.
Good flash from Tay. Tay there to shut it down. Very nicely played. Good nade there from Tay as well. Not able to catch Frenzy Killer, so close. Now Frenzy Killer pushed down Cat. Reality's there to punish that Cat aggression as well. That's 2 picks now for Ascendancy. George able to find one. But now the B push is coming in. Reality making his way up Cat. All he has to do is swing here to catch No Name. Gray able to do it first though, and it looks like George was caught from A. What a push there from Ascendancy. They got all the picks they wanted in mid, which allowed Danger to get a nice lurk in onto the A site as well. Very nicely played there.
I mean, these rounds, they feel like they're gonna go one way, then they go the other. It's just so strange.
I completely agree. It's almost impossible to predict what is happening. We're just seeing some magical plays come out, and I'm all for watching it. Now we see Gray swinging into 4 people on long. Goes wide, manages to get to Ninja. He'll find Frenzy Killer. Danger finding one with a nade. Semtex also catching the nade kill as well. Now just 2 left. Gray getting that swing onto George. It's just Knocked left now. And a 1 versus 5. And he's on 1 HP. Caught by Tay on that aggression.
Holy moly. Ascendancy just ran that
there.
down.
I completely agree. The nade kills they got. Gray's wide swing as well at great timing. Ivy just had no chance there. They didn't kill the long player, which was their fault when crossing. You know, having to deal with a long player whilst crossing is always a pain. They're having to, you know, also be concerned about the nades. That was just very nice. That was 2 nade kills and Gray finishing off the round. Very nicely played is now. Ivy are going to go for a default here. Very heavy into mid here. We see 2 players going up Cat actually as well.
One of them decided to retreat there. Oh, bye Reality.
Looking at the minimap here, Knock has made his way into underpass. He's run past that mid player who was in spawn. George catching a pick on A as well. Now Ivy have the A site and Knock in underpass, holding Danger down. Tay able to shut it down though. Knock punished for that silly over aggression, maybe you could call it. There's now a 2 versus 3. Frenzy Killer playing on Sandwich. And George just tucked into main. Tay able to shut down Frenzy Killer, not before being head dinked though. Now George is just in a 1v3. He's not got much health here, which doesn't give good hopes. Finds the first. But now, literally on 1 health, 1 bullet and it's over for him. Double swing comes out. Tay able to find it. George,
that was so close.
so nearly clutching it. Extremely close. And that's the tone that this entire series has been. It's been rare to see any team pull ahead. I think at one point on Cliffside, we had a 5-round lead, and that's the biggest gap we've had between the two teams this entire series. 9-8, 9-8 on the first 2 maps in favor of Ivy. But Ascendancy, they're about to win the map. They're 6-4 up right now, 3 rounds away from from winning the match. Ascendancy need to also stop the number of rounds that Ivy can get. If Ivy get to 7 rounds, I believe Ivy win off of rounds. As now it's a full A push coming out. Semtex jiggling, finding that info. Good nade comes out. Catches George as well. Semtex not ready for Imagine though to be through that smoke already. Frenzy Killer catching the backside player with the grenade as well. It's just left to Tay on ramp. Goes for the swing, catches Frenzy on site. Danger also able to catch the mid lurker. Now it's 3v2. Tay stuck in a horrible position here on green though. The smoke comes to bail him out. As he finds No Name as well. Tay managing to find a pick whilst on such low health. Imagine finally able to shut down Tay. Double swing comes in.
Oh!
And Imagine so nearly clutching that round out. Gray on literally 1 HP. Imagine so nearly got a collat there. That would have been incredible.
Way too close for comfort. Again, there's so much potential when it comes to these clutches, or these potential clutches, that it's like one little either like aim adjustment, so one little adjustment would have secured that round. It's so insane to see how close this is coming. George's gonna find some takes, but not before, or I guess after the nade. We'll find another, and then more trades going down on site. 3 versus 3. Tay kind of caught in this corner here. No Name to shut it down. 2 versus 3. Now, George trying to take the forefront of the fight. Oh, the nade! Right at their feet! There's nothing you can do about it. 1 versus 2 now. It's completely changed the tide of this round, and Gray gonna get the refrag for Danger there. I think he's dead, Gray. You got him. Ascendancy on the match point now.
Yeah, what a round that was from Ascendancy. It looked like they were just going to lose it, and then Danger with that 2k with the nade. Actually incredible. Honestly, that really sort of just summarizes how this series has been so far. You think something's going to happen, and then it just suddenly flips on your head. 8-4 up now, Ascendancy with match point, but we can't count Ivy out here. We saw a bigger comeback from Ascendancy on Cliffside, so why can't Ivy do it? Full B push coming out here from Ivy. 24 Grey on long, tasked with defending it. Timing just as he puts his gun away. Frenzy Killer swings. Grey finds his first, finds his second. Danger also finding 2 on Catwalk. It's just George now in the 1 versus 5.
What on
Grey's there to shut
earth?
it down. As the body shooting comes in, clearly the emotions are high, but Ascendancy have now come out on top. They lost the first 2 maps, but then they win off of the 3rd map with an astonishing round difference of 9-4. As we see some great emotion coming out from Grey, clearly happy about that win as all of Ivy back out of the lobby. Ascendancy are feeling so good about that right now as they completely turned the match around. It looked like they were going to lose. They were down on rounds, down on maps, and they managed to do it. So well played there from Ascendancy. They really do deserve that after how well they played sooner. So Crescendo, what do you think about that match just in general? What was your opinion? Your first time seeing a proper EU versus EU matchup.
I'd like to just give Semtex a shout out for all the plays throughout all 3 maps. Holy moly, this guy is crazy. But overall, I think these are the most rounds that I've ever casted, like within the same match. Holy moly! I can't tell you how exciting this match has been, especially on my end, or especially from like a fly on the wall caster's perspective. It was fantastic. I think that IVI had a great like standard that they set for their plays, but Ascendancy had just the most outrageous like reads on so many maps, and as well as their adaptations. That's really what got them there. So I'm very happy for them that despite almost taking the L, they came in and took the dub and won. And I can hear them in the lobby. They're very excited. They're very happy about this one.
Yeah, great. Well, that was a great cast. I really enjoyed that. Thank you everyone for watching in the chat. Really do appreciate everyone coming in. I think that's it from us and from MLV for today. I don't think we've got any more games coming in later. Maybe we do. Actually, hold on. Oh, we do in fact have a game coming in later. I lied. 8:30 p.m. EST. Tempest versus Relentless 6.
Ooh.
I'm not sure who's casting that, but I hope everyone tunes in for that as well.
I believe it's Stormy. I believe we'll be seeing a debut from another caster, Stormy, unless he's casted before. To be honest, I thought he casted one, but then he didn't. I was told he did. Some people said yes, some people said no. But either way, he's gonna do great. Go check it out. You said 8:30 p.m. EST?
Yep.
Fantastic. You love to see it. But that's all from Fraza and I. Appreciate you guys dropping by. And yeah, congrats to Ascendancy. GG's, IVI. That's all. Farewell.